Hello everyone, and welcome to my first tutorial of the year. I want to start by wishing you all a very happy new year. I hope this year brings you success, growth and exciting opportunities. As from today, I'll be engaging you with a series of tutorials on physics, mathematics and Python programming, and maybe some touches of chemistry. Alright, these are the areas I'm very passionate about, I must confess, and I hope it brings endless possibility, God willing. I encourage you to join me on this journey as we learn, grow, and explore this subject together. Whether you are looking for a way to build a strong foundation in this subject or you want to expand your knowledge, there is something here for everyone. So let's make this year a more productive and inspiring one. So let's get started with this particular Python programming question on the screen that says write a Python function that takes a list of numbers and return their sum. We are to write a function that will take list of numbers. This can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 10, 20, 30 or 50, 30, 70, any numbers at all, list of numbers at all. It will take them as input and return their sum as output. So let me show you a typical example of the program we are to write. This is a soft calculator. This soft calculator takes list of number, like as you can see, it takes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It takes it as input. And once you press the calculate button, output, their sum is displayed as output. So that's exactly what we want to do. We want to replicate such program with this particular code, just two line of code. Now, so I'm going to explain each of the code one after the other. From the first line of code, you see def. That def is a function definition that shows the beginning of your function. Then you write calculate underscore sum. This calculate underscore sum is the name of the function you want to write. This can be any name. Just make sure it is intuitive. It is meaningful, right? Since we want to write a function to calculate this, that's why I name it calculate underscore sum, so that anybody that sees this will know what the function for, right? So now this function takes numbers as arguments, as let me call it as input. So that's why you see bracket open numbers and bracket close. That numbers too can be anything. Just make sure it is a list of numbers. Anytime you want to declare or you want to assign, you can use any variable at all. That's what I mean. Any variable, it can be x, it can be y. It's not a must that it must be numbers, right? So then you use colon at the end of the line. Once you press enter, anything you type under that is what the program is going to execute whenever it is called, right? So after pressing enter, I type return. I use return statements to bring output. Then anything after return statement is what your program is going to bring out to you anytime you call it. So after the return statement, I use sum. Since that's what we want to do, I use sum. This sum is an inbuilt function in Python. Somebody have already write a code for it. Now we want to borrow it in order to simplify our code. So this function also takes numbers as parameter. Don't worry, we are going to do a live coding of it for you to understand every bit of this program, right? So instead of using sum, I can also decide to write my own code from the scratch without using any built function or inbuilt function. Alright, so let's go to the example usage. This is example usage. Let us assume you declare a variable called numbers and you assign lists of numbers to it, like put it inside square bracket, write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then close your square bracket. This is example of a list. Now the function that we've written before, you can use it now. Once you call the function, which is calculate underscore sum, and you provide the number, you feed in the number that you declare now. Then once you print it, you must see output, which is the sum of the number. So let's go into live coding, which is Jupyter Notebook. This is my workbench. So I've already opened this and I've already named it as calculated sum. You can name this project or folder any name. You can call it total underscore sum if you like. You can call it sum total if you like, sum total. Just make sure that it is meaningful or it goes in line with the project you are about to create. All right, so this is a cell area where you can type your code. Anything you type here is going to be executed. It's going to be part of the program. So I type def, which is function definition, to show that I'm about to start a program. And that program or that function is called calculate sum, right? You can use any name. Just make sure it's also in line. And it's not a must, it's the same with the folder's name. It's not a must. So because this one is not part of the program. All right, so you open brackets and you type your arguments. Argument can be anything also. It can be X, it can be Y. Just make sure anytime you want to declare it, make sure it's a list. Then you press enter after your semicolon. Once you press enter, you type return. Then our borrowed inbuilt function, type it and you provide the numbers inside it. Then you run your code. Your code is okay now. It can be used anytime you will need it. You can be used. Let's take for example, let's say we are to get the sum of these lists of number. All right, so let me first of all name it example. Let's say this example usage. All right, so if this is the list of number we want to get their sum, what we need to do is just to call our function that we written earlier. All right, so then you supply the number we declare as a so supply it, then you run it. As you run it, you get your output, which is 150. If you want to use print, you can still use print. It's still going to give you the same output. It's going to give you the same output. All right, so this brings the end of our program. Please feel free to get in touch with me if you have any question. If there is a way, if you have any observation in a way that this lesson can be improved, don't hesitate to get back to me. Help me comment. Any observation, you can drop it in the comment section, or you can DM me anyhow, but let me share, please. Let me share. Let me like it. Thank you. God bless you.